Hello and welcome to the Tuesday edition of Talking Football, where we will continue to follow all the action from Euro 2016 qualifiers with some big games last night and other interesting fixtures coming up tonight. With me here in the studio is Amit Leventhal, football analyst for the Israel Hayom Daily. Hi Amit.
Hi Jonathan.
And our own Merav Savir, who follows everything happening in the press. Hi Merav.
Hi Jonathan.
The Netherlands lose again, this time in Iceland. Is their place in the Euro in danger? And will it also happen tonight to the German world champions? All that and much more coming up. Let's get started. We begin with Group A and with the Netherlands, who lost for the second time in 3 matches. The Orange team lose 2-0 in Iceland, and they're only third in the group with 3 points from 3 matches. The hosts, on the other hand, keep their perfect record, and they have not conceded any goals so far. They made it to the playoffs in the World Cup qualifiers. Don't be surprised if the island nation will this time qualify directly. The Czech Republic is also keeping a perfect record following their 4-2 victory in Kazakhstan. And Turkey finally managed their first point in the group with a 1-0 draw in Latvia. Amit, I have to ask you, what is happening to the Netherlands? They finished third in Brazil just a few months ago. They can't win in Iceland or in the Czech Republic?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of two things. One is we see it in Germany too, a little bit of fatigue or of, the tension is not up there after the World Cup, and getting to the latter stages of the World Cup. The other thing is the coach, Husirink, I think. He said earlier when he coached Anji Makhachkala in Russia that he's expecting the end of his career, and he's 67-year-old, and he needs to work hard. Coming to a national team is like you don't need to work hard, not many matches, but he needs, when you have a young team like the Netherlands, we saw it with Van Gaal, you need to teach them, you need to direct them. And he must do it well, because the veteran players of the Netherlands are not at the same level they were until a few years ago.
Now, you mentioned the veteran players of the Netherlands. One of them is, of course, the captain, Robin van Persie. Here is what he had to say following the match.
No, we knew what to expect, because we saw a lot of videos of Iceland, and we knew how well they did in the last 2 games. In the qualification, so we knew what to expect, but Iceland did well. Credits to them. I think we were a bit too sloppy at times when we had the ball. So from that, it gets more difficult every single time, because if you lose the ball too easy, then it gets very difficult.
A bit too sloppy, says Robin van Persie. Merav, as far as the press is concerned, it's much more than a bit too sloppy.
It's very sloppy, and we're starting with Bleacher Report, who say Iceland shocked Netherlands with 2-0 win in Euro 2016 qualifier, and they are actually, instead of focusing on the question you asked, what happened in Netherlands, they focused on Iceland, saying after coming agonizingly close to World qualifications, they're doing it this time
Just so
around.
that we'd understand, this is a nation of 300,000 citizens.
Yes,
that's
and they're calling it, they said that the Nordic side got off to a dream start, and they're using all these magical words, because this may be a magical ride for Iceland. And next off, the Guardian double gives Iceland first ever win over Holland, and then they took your side a little. What happened? Holland saying that they still have a World Cup hangover that's lingering over them, and reminding everyone that they have 3 points, and this is the first time ever they were defeated by Iceland, and even after losing their first group game to the Czechs. We've also repeated that already. And sporting news, the Netherlands in deep trouble after a loss to Iceland in Euro 2016 qualifying, and they actually they took a look at Robin and how important he is to the team, and took a look at how Iceland was actually able to shut him down, and how that shows in the final score.
That's a secret the whole Bundesliga would love to find out, how to shut out Arjen Robben.
New video to study.
When we thought about the 24 teams in this edition of the Euro, we thought the Netherlands would be happy that it was expanded, that they needed this. But I think, they will go through.
They will recuperate, probably.
They lost away matches. They have still time to recuperate. They will be fine. We don't need to, be too harsh on them right now. Yeah, the big test will be in the competition in Euro 2016. All the big nations will be there, I promise you.
We'll obviously follow that now to Group B, where there was no real drama last night. All the results were pretty much expected. Wales beat Cyprus 2-1 at home. Israel had some troubles in the first half, but it was easier after the break, on the road to a 4-1 victory. And Bosnia, who were group leaders in the draw, are still without a win. Their home match against Belgium ended in a 1-0 draw. Wales are first in the group with 7 points from 3 matches, followed by Israel with 6 and Belgium with 4, but both these teams played only twice. Amit, I think the interesting story in this group is Bosnia, head of group in the draw. They're in trouble, and their next match is in Israel. If they lose here, they'll have 2 points from 12. Israel will be way ahead. Basically, leaving this group, if Belgium, as expected, will be first, Wales and Israel have a decent chance if really Israel beats Bosnia in the next match.
Yes, it's a crucial game, and everybody knows that after 2 points out of three games and very disappointing performances, but Safet Sosic, the Bosnian coach, is under huge pressure. He must deliver a win in Israel. If Israel wins, even a draw puts Israel in a good place. You can already start to fantasize about second place maybe. But if Bosnia wins it, then it kind of brings the order back. We must remember that Bosnia participated in the last World Cup, and they had a great campaign in the qualifying last time. They have great players, Pjanic and Dzeko and others, and Israel will be underdog. And all the pressure is on the away team in a very domestic, very very good stadium, very with great atmosphere in Haifa.
The new Sami Ofer Stadium
very
in
interesting
Haifa.
match. Very interesting match.
Yeah, about a month to wait for that match, which may set this group. Any result is possible. And as we said, Belgium managed a draw in Bosnia. Not a bad result, judging by what their captain had to say following their match.
Yeah, we're satisfied. It's the hardest away game in the group, so we're satisfied. Maybe we could have scored a little more, but if you're unlucky, you can also lose this game, so we're happy with this point.
Matches were also held last night in Group H, where Italy had to struggle again, but they got the 3 points again after winning 1-0 in Malta. The Italians hold a perfect record, same as Croatia, who had a very easy ride, beating Azerbaijan 6-0. Norway is third in the group after beating Bulgaria 2-1 in Oslo. Amit, Italy, Antonio Conte said it himself before the qualifiers. He said the Italian football is in recession. We have no big stars rising. We have to win the hard way. And they do. It's ugly, but it's worth the points.
It's really ugly, winning 2-1 at home in the 82nd minute, by a Chiellini goal is not that impressive against Azerbaijan. And now against Malta away, one of the national teams in Europe, only 1-0, but they hit the post 4 times. I think Conte is trying, to work, quietly under the radar, but he knows Italy is very strong. They have some, very smart players in midfield and in the back, and they will be contenders. But, he don't want the pressure, and it's a very, a comfort place after the horrible World Cup that Italy had to, now to bring them back to the top.
And Mirav, what is the press thinking of this new Italy?
Well, it's very interesting to see the words that all the different newspapers and websites use. The local Italy is saying this was a dire win in Malta, saying that they dominated in the outset, but they failed to turn chances into goals as they hit the post 4 times, and saying that they scraped by to this 1-0 victory. Sports Illustrated saying Italy used a different kind of word to say Italy squeaked by Malta, again mentioning the 4 times they hit the post, only managed to actually score once, and talked about international debut for the 1 goal scorer. And SB Nation taking a look at it, they're saying the Azzurri hang on to the early lead, and saying, but it's kind of interesting what SB Nation said, because they're taking that outlook of they're not playing very well, but look at what they're able to say. They're even saying that they put in a dominant performance yet again, which most people haven't saying. They're saying they're not playing well, they're just somehow coasting, but SB Nation is calling it dominant performance somehow.
Exactly. You must remember as well that Azerbaijan and Malta They did not have together. They had maybe one shot on target. So Conte wants to control the game and his defense. First of all, not to concede goals. And Italy is okay. Their test of Italy will be against the bigger teams.
Nations.
Yeah, not these kind of minnows.
Merav Savir, I want to use this opportunity to thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.
And the French team does not have to worry about qualification matches. The host nation is obviously automatically in. This gives manager Didier Deschamps the opportunity to experiment with the squad during their friendly matches, and there are many young and talented players rising up, looking for the opportunity to be a part of the national team. Samuel Benari and Daniel Ziri look at some of the promising young stars.
No one will ever forget the French national team in 1998 with its extraordinary performance on the field. That time has already gone down in history as the golden age of French football. The friendly game against Portugal this past weekend has highlighted the talents of a new generation. Paul Pogba and Raphael Varane look like the two new impressive prodigies. Varane, 21 years old, is truly amazing on the field, and for many fans he is the new version of Marcel Desailly, member of the 1998 winning team. His performance even gets him the respect of his teammate in Real Madrid.
Varane has potential to be one of the best defenders in the world. It's still young, he has 21 years old.
Didier Deschamps has also made it a point to congratulate his player after his performance against Portugal.
In terms of defense, he has been effective in front of Cristiano Ronaldo and Nani. Of course, Raphael thrives in the French team, but he also plays for Real Madrid. So even if he is young, he has a lot of confidence.
On the other hand, Pogba seems quite relaxed on the field and shows impressive charisma with a touch of elegance. With 19 games for the French national team and 6 goals, some former big names in French football only reached this mark much later. Zinedine Zidane himself had only reached this level at 24 years old, Jean Tigana at 27, Lilian Thuram at 25, and Michel Platini at 23. Karim Benzema is one of the rare players to have beaten Pogba's achievement. He had his 20th game for the national team only a month after turning 21. The striker, who truly shines in Real Madrid, continues to delight the French fans. He is obviously on the path to becoming the real leader of French offense. Could the Euro 2016 be the beginning of a new era for the French national team? Can this team compete with the stars of the 1998 generation? It may be too early to tell just yet, but certainly there is hope.
Now we take a look at the action coming up tonight. In Group D, Germany will try to bounce back from their loss in Poland when they host the Republic of Ireland. The Poles hope to continue their good run when they host Scotland. And the newest UEFA member, Gibraltar, will play against Georgia. Amit, with this new qualifying system with 23 teams qualifying, the big teams have it easy. They can even lose the game here and there. But the Netherlands we saw lost twice. Can it happen to Germany as well?
No, Germany is, I think, too strong, even with all their injuries. We must remember last time, about 2 years ago, in the qualifying for the World Cup, they had they dropped 4 goals advantage over Sweden, finished 4-4. The next game against the same Ireland, they beat them 6-0. I think Germany, all their, they will bring it tonight and ease the pressure.
You don't want to be the one facing Germany after they lose. Now to Group F, where Northern Ireland will try to keep their perfect record, but it will not be easy against the Greeks in Athens. Finland and Romania, second and third, will face each other in Helsinki, and the tiny Faroe Islands will look for their first points in the group when they host Hungary. And these are the matches coming up in Group I, a big clash in Copenhagen where Denmark will host Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal, who lost in their first match at home to Albania. The Albanians will play tonight against Serbia. I mean, Portugal, they're a bit hard to understand. They depend on Ronaldo. He brought them to the World Cup by himself. But this dependency, it causes problems. I mean, they can't survive without him.
Yeah, and it's weird because you see big Portuguese players in the biggest team in Europe, and not only Ronaldo, but it seems that because they have Ronaldo, they tend to be so dependent on him. And I think it's it's something that the new coach Fernando Santos will have to address. And tonight in Copenhagen, it's a huge game. We must remember Serbia, Denmark, and Portugal, 3 good teams. Only 2 qualify automatically. So if they lose tonight, the first place is already maybe gone. So they will be very stressed afterwards.
Very interesting to watch. And as you have mentioned, Amit, there's a new manager in Portugal after that very embarrassing loss at home to Albania. I want to thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you, Jonathan.
And that's it for us today. Thank you very much for watching. And we'll be here again tomorrow with another Talking Football show. This time with an in-depth look at European football with the preparations of France for the Euro and the changes UEFA will implement ahead of Euro 2020. We'll see you there. Thank you for watching and have a great day.